What a beautiful morning to be a homeowner. I'm in charge of my own destiny. Rent? Never heard of it. I have the pleasure of occupying such a beautiful historic property that has provided shelter for many generations. Wait a minute. This house is a disaster. I don't even have a table to eat this egg. Every time I flush my toilet, my basement just gets flooded. I've been working on this house for 3 months and it just keeps looking worse. I'm starting to feel like I don't even know what I'm doing here. Should have hired a carpenter instead of this violinist. Stop. You can go home, pack it up. Pack it up. Wow, take a look at all this trash. You might be wondering, hey Chris, why don't you have a dumpster? Why are you putting plaster in bags? And I can't really get a dumpster, unfortunately. At least not for now. This house, being a row home, has no parking. It has no driveway. There's no private property I can put a dumpster in. So I need to get a permit from the city to put it in the street. But to get that permit, you need a building permit. So we're caught up in a whole web of bureaucracy here. But for now, I'm bagging them up, and there's some great waste disposal companies here in Philly that'll just show up in a big truck and haul out all your waste. So that's what we're waiting for now. They're on their way. $350 later, all the trash is gone. This phase of the process is really just this never-ending cycle of making trash, getting rid of the trash, making trash, getting rid of the trash. I've spent like $200 on trash bags. With that, let's get some more trash bags and keep making a mess. Nice. Look at this stupid board. It's like intersecting with the trim, blocking your head height. I don't know why anyone ever put this here, but it's time for it to come out. Oh yeah. There's some original trim buried under the plaster here. Whoa. Scratch what I said about original trim. I just realized what this was. On the corners of plaster, oftentimes they use this wood to create the little bead profile. So there's your answer. Okay, I got a little carried away, but I have a plan to improve my demo processes, and I guess the first step to that is getting more trash bags, because I ran out. Okay, we got our trash bags. Also got some chips. These are not part of the plan to make demo better, but they will make demo better by providing a tasty snack. So, step number 1 of my make demo better plan is to wear overalls. I don't have them. I ordered them on Amazon and they're not here yet. So we're putting step 1 on hold. Okay. And step number 2, the comments were right. I needed a box fan. Here it is, beautiful. It'll get the dust out, love it. And the third part of my master demo plan, I wanna see if I could get the shop vac up in the attic cavity and maybe just vacuum up a lot of the soot before I try to take it down. So let's see if we can even get this thing up there. It's gonna fit. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Okay, a day has passed, and as you can see, I got my coveralls for elevated safety and demo, and Morgan's here to help bag up some plaster. This is my life now. This wall is going to be a treat to remove because it's just drywall, not plaster. Love it. This video is sponsored by Factor. If you don't already know about Factor, they provide fresh, never frozen meals right to your door, and the best thing is they only take 2 minutes to prepare. Factor also offers some snack options like small bites and smoothies and breakfast, and I've been enjoying their mango smoothies. I've lived in the city of Philadelphia for about a decade now, and I've never owned a car, so I have to walk a mile to the grocery store and then haul my groceries a mile back. So the service Factor provides is pretty incredible for someone living in a city like me to get the meals shipped right to my door. But it can also be a great service for someone who just doesn't want the stress of having to figure out what to cook for dinner, and of course the cleanup that comes after that. Factor also has a special offer for my audience here. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use the code 50HYTHACG to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50HYTHACG at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to the house. There's a little piece of ceiling here that I want to get rid of, and it'll be interesting to be able to see up into these rafter bays because this beam is all termite damage, but there's a joist right next to it, and maybe I'll be able to see a little bit of the condition of it once this plaster's gone. Oh yeah. So we got a nice little open concept situation with the plaster removed. And I kind of want to add a metal like mesh between these two studs and maybe drywall underneath where that horizontal brace is there. And I mentioned before, but this side of the studs will all be taken out and it'll just be one wall. But I love the idea of having this all open. Up above here is all going to be open as well as a light well. And that'll be in line with this existing header that'll continue through and all be open. So in the end, this is gonna be pretty cool. And I love the flow of the stairs, how short the trip is down to the first floor. If it was conventional stairs, you'd have to go all the way up there, around a hallway, then all the way up there. This is much quicker. Up in the ceiling cavity here, we can see the old knob and tube, which is cool and antique, but you never really like to see it because it's kind of a fire hazard. And I was looking at this joist to the right because that's where there might be water/termite damage. It looks fine on this inside face, but on the other side of it where it's meeting the brick might be a little worse, so not sure. Next order of business is Step number 1, schedule a meeting with licensing and inspection to get all your questions answered. Yeah, this was a segment from 7 weeks ago, and I got the permits, but now I need to redo the permits because I was indecisive with my design, but that's reality. Now we need to get more answers from L&I. Hi, good morning.
All right. Hello, sir.
I just have some questions. For the permit, but I'm waiting on the permit. Can I just, what would be, if it is, okay, but, yeah, and like party, does it count?
So party walks, but if it's 2/3,
But
yes,
that,
that would
so,
be considered.
okay, so
Right.
any, yeah, but permit,
Building permit.
I just want to get a little more clarity on this permit. Thank you for your help.
You're very welcome, sir. Have a good day, okay?
You too. Appreciate it. It seems like you can never get straight answers when dealing with the city. I did learn a few things. Right now I'm in this weird place where I submitted some plans, but then I want to do these changes with this cantilever over the alley. And I'm trying to figure out if I can just amend the permits I already paid for, or if I need to withdraw them and pay for them again. In the documentation for amendments, the city says if you're increasing gross square footage, if you're within 10% of the original increase, you can amend the permits. But what she was just telling me is that because I'm trying to increase the gross square footage on the second floor, where previously I didn't have any addition, even though that was within my scope of work, because I'm changing partitions and whatnot in that area, she's saying that I'm gonna need a brand new zoning permit and a brand new building permit. The other wrinkle is something I've talked about before, where if you demolish more than 2/3 of the structure, it becomes new construction. When it's new construction, you have to add sprinklers, you have to pay for engineered mechanical and plumbing and all that, which it's huge extra costs. It would probably increase the budget by $20,000 to $30,000 if it becomes new construction. So we're trying to avoid that, but it's really hazy of what is 2/3 of the structure. She's telling me that the party walls don't really count in that calculation. It's just like framing or brick walls. My new proposal is pretty much replacing all of the framing. It's just challenging to navigate. All right, I did a little bit of work regarding this new construction versus alteration situation. This wall situation was really worrying me because, like I said, the party walls wouldn't count, and I'm removing a lot of this existing framing, so I need to make sure I'm within 2/3. So I did a little calculation here. Basically, I just calculated the linear foot of walls. Things were good. The total wall linear feet of the house is 157 feet, and I'm keeping 103 feet of that. So that means I'm only replacing 1/3 of the existing walls of the house. So I think I should be fine with the new plan. I also spent some time to write all this up and make some diagrams to clearly articulate this to the plans reviewer, and this will be part of my architectural set, just to clearly present the information and make sure they don't try to say this is new construction. A quick update unrelated to the house. This package is very exciting. As you may know, the High Rises book that I put together is currently sold out and in pre-order, and this, my friends, is the very first copy of the second printing. So this is a review copy to make sure everything turned out as expected. If it all looks good, we are ready to ship out the orders. Beautifully packaged, love it. And for this second printing of the book, we did include some pretty minor updates, but some good ones. For one, the cover stock is a little bit thicker, and everything looks good with the book, so we're ready to ship. I've done a ton of exploratory demo in this house already to figure out what's going on, and there always seems to be more questions to be answered. So this time, I was talking with the engineer. This wall here is gonna be opened up in the middle, and there's gonna be 2 wing walls on either side. And then this wall is the bearing wall for the second floor, and then the third floor cantilevers out. And because of that cantilever, the joists are framed this way, so this wall gets a ton of load. Now, originally I wanted to rebuild this roof at some point, and it would go up and it would also bear on this wall. And the engineer had some issues with that because it's already like kind of exceeding the bearing capacity of soil. I would need a geotech report, just a little complicated. I need to see what this existing roof is doing. If it's framed going this way, bearing on this wall, we could have an issue because this wall is being taken out and then this roof will have nothing to support it. So I just need to see the direction that this roof is framed. And I think a good place to start is just busting through this soffit here, because this is gonna have to be, obviously all this is removed anyway. And now I'm not sure if this was added later and the ceiling just continues through. I might not be able to see up there, but at least this is a start. This is like cardboard. All right, now we can see it. Okay, we have our answer. Let me show you. We can see that the joists are running this way. And that means that they're not bearing onto this wall here. And I suppose that's a good thing.